Hello everyone and welcome to the stream! My name is Raymond and I'm a game developer and the creator of games like The Street King and Left Turn Legend. Today I'm going to be streaming some 3D modeling for Left Turn Legend. I have 3 cars that I'm planning to make, and during this stream you can go ahead and ask me any questions about me, my games, or just whatever, and just hang out and chill. So to get started, let's go ahead and begin with this first model here. So just beginning with an empty plane here, and then we're gonna see how this goes. Hello everyone, and yeah, thanks for joining in. Hello Creeper Super, hello Red Psycho Studio, hello Fadland, nice to see you all here. Alright, let's go ahead and get started by turning this plane into something that resembles a car. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'll begin with the hood, so that's just something that I've done in the past mostly. So move around some vertices and get them into position. Let's see, this can go somewhere here-ish. Alright, this might be a little tricky to make. Let's see. Something like this. Alright. Let's see how I want to do this. Need to move this a little bit forward, I think. Yeah, these two need to come forward. Up and up. So right now, in terms of the soundtrack for Left Turn Legend, I'm actually not super sure on what I want to do. I have basically just 2 songs that are playing in the dev version of the game right now, but that's something that I think will be figured out later on. Let me get some reference photos pulled up. Alright, let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay. Let's keep going on the hood. Right, I think this is just the general shape. Maybe make it a little less wide. Yep. And now we can go ahead and start adding in some finer details. Let's do 2. Or, yeah, 2 edge loops here. Will I do police update? No, the Street King is not going to have police cars as playable vehicles or anything at any time. The goal of that game is focused on the racer side of street racing. And I don't want to break the focus of the game, because that's kind of how you make a game that's messy, you know? If you try and do too many things at once, then it just ends up being bad at all of them, so... I don't think it's a good idea to split the game's attention like that. Android 5 is pretty old. I think we're like on Android 11 or 12 now, so I don't know if it's gonna support Android 5. That's very, very old. I don't know if it's worth supporting such old hardware, especially since it's going to limit the amount of things I can do on newer hardware. Alright, so here's just a basic shape for the hood. As you can tell, it's pretty boxy. So let's go ahead and start making the front bumper now. Let's see how this looks. It's a little flat looking. The car needs to be a little more pointed than this, so let me adjust that. Yeah, I think the end of the car needs to be a little more pointed. I think that's maybe a little better. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Alright, back to the front bumper now. Let's see if this area looks good. Yeah, I think that's alright actually. So for now I'm just gonna keep this shape very rough, and then we'll kind of refine it as we go. Right, looks good. Alright. Very, very basic shape right now. Let's see if we want to add details. Not yet. I don't have a public Instagram that I use or anything like that, so no, there's nothing for you to follow, if that's what you mean. Here's general shape for the front. Let's see what else we want to make before we start doing refinements. I think that's actually all right for now. Maybe I'll make the edges first of the front, so kind of like bring it around into the fender area first. Alright, yeah, so I'll make the general shape of the fenders first and then refine the front bumpers, just so I can get the proportions right before I start trying to add in some details. Okay. And this is gonna need to come out a lot more, yeah. I think my main concern with trucks in the Street King is that, well, I guess two main concerns. One is that they might just be too slow for the rest of the game, and the other is that since they're going to be such heavy vehicles, they're going to be very annoying in online multiplayer. They're going to be like the car of choice for griefers. So I don't really know about adding trucks. Alright, let's see. Maybe split these a little bit as well. Here's the general shape of the wheel well. So like I said earlier, Raphael, I don't think it's a good idea to put cops in as playable for the Street King, mainly because of what the focus of the game is about, right? So it's focused on street racing from the perspective of the street racers. I don't think breaking the game into two separate parts like that is really good for, I guess, quality of the game. This model's for Left Turn Legends. It's going to be one of the playable cars. Alright, let's see. This looks a little messy right now, so probably have to clean this up a bit. Alright, so now we have the general shape of the fenders. I'm gonna go back and refine the front of the car and add in some more details. Let's see how we want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna... let's see... oh, something like this. Alright, so there's just a rough shape that's going to turn into the grille eventually. And then let's do the same for the headlights. Just start off with a rough shape. Let me double check exactly how this shape should look. Alright, yeah. I think that's the general idea. Oops. Alright, something like this. And then let's get rid of this triangle here. Add in a few more cuts to these areas. that looks good. I think we can turn this, yeah, let's just make that into a car by itself. Alright, let's see. I think we can make this a little... Yeah, let's move this out a bit more. I think this grill might actually be a bit too big, so I'll actually redo the grill. This might be a little better for the grill, so then that gives the headlights a bit more space. Yeah, something like that. Right, this can go here. Let's see how this looks. Some general shapes to work with now. Let's see. I think the grill is still a little... The shape of the grill is not quite right still, so let's get that fixed before we move on. Let's see. Not quite still. Alright, let's actually move the headlights. Or make the headlights a little thinner. And then maybe extend this out just a tiny bit more. Alright, that looks, I think, better. Let me double check again. Anything else I need to adjust for now? I think this can just go a tiny bit down like this. And then that should be close. Let's see. Let me move the top of the headlights up a little. Alright, I think that's pretty good for the outlines of the headlights and the grille. Let's actually make them now. So I think the grille I'm probably going to actually just keep like this and shade it in flat. For the headlights, let me think if I want to do something different with them or not. Yeah, I think I will do something a bit different with the headlights, so let's do that now. Alright, so we're gonna take this entire chunk and inset it a bit. Not that much. Be here. It's too much still. Let's see. Just a little bit more forward. Alright, so let's see. And I think we can pull actually this entire side forward a bit. Yeah. Alright, yeah, I think that's good for the headlight shape now. Let's see if we want to do anything else here. Okay, so I think the headlights and grille are good. Let's go ahead and add in some other details to the front now. let's just add in this piece. And add in quads. Right, so we have this piece done here. And again, we're going to inset it a bit. And then maybe scale this down a tiny bit. Yeah. So now we have another intake right here on the bottom of the bumper. Okay, so I think that's good for the front part of the car. So let's go on and start with the windshield, then the roof, and then from there I'm going to build the top of the car and work around to the sides once we have the roof and windshield. Right, so that's probably the general height of the windshield. And we're going to want to scale it down a bit so it's less wide at the top. So as of right now, I know there's a lot of questions about the Street King in the chat. As of right now, I'm taking a break from developing the Street King. I'm focusing more on Left Turn Legend and my other projects. So right now, I don't have any things really set in stone for the Street King in terms of plans. I'm focused primarily on Left Turn Legend for the moment. Right, let's see. I think I can do with being a little less wide. Yeah, something like that. Move this part up a little so it's a little rounder. Alright. I think that's good for the windshield, so we can move on to the roof of the car now. Oops. Right, here's the general shape of the roof. Door's gonna go about right here, underneath. Let's get this next part done. So this is going to connect into the rear windshield. Do a little bit of trolling, someone says. I can make the car very wide. Here's wide car for you guys. Alright, let's keep doing some actual 3D modeling though. Let's see. So this is going to be the back window, so we're gonna wanna probably line it up about with the front window, I think. Yeah. And let's go ahead and make the roof shape a little more accurate. It's gonna curve inwards a little on this edge, so let's go ahead and make that happen. Now you have like this general curve right here to the roof line. Okay, and now back to the rear window. Let's see. This is a bit of a tricky shape. Okay, something like this for the window. Yep, and then it's gonna connect around here, and then we're just gonna have to fill the rest in. Right, and give it that curve out. See, that might be a little too much. Something like this, I think. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for the rear window. Yeah, Red Psycho, if you have any questions, you can just go ahead and ask directly in the chat. I haven't really been answering the questions about the Street King since, like I said, I am currently taking a break from the game, so I don't have anything in particular planned for future updates at the moment. I'm focused primarily on Left Turn Legend right now. Okay, so now we have the rear window done and the roof, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and start putting together the side of the car. Have I ever played Castle Crashers? No, I have not. I have not heard of that before. Is it good? Would you recommend it? Am I a furry? No. Do I have plans to add more minigames to my website? Yeah, eventually, when I make more of them. So these are mostly for game jams and stuff like that, so it's not something that I really do as its own project, really. Like, the minigames are more of things that... or the website minigames, rather, aren't really their own project. It's more of just a collection of things that I happen to have made for other sorts of events, and then I just compiled them all into the minigames page. So basically, just whenever a game jam comes up or something like that, if I make something that is worth putting on the minigames page, then I'll add it. But otherwise, I think the minigame page is probably going to stay a little bit quiet for a while. This is starting to look like an actual car now. I'm gonna actually just copy this piece of the front fender over to the rear and reuse that. And now we need to add in the door. Which program am I using? So this is Blender. It's free 3D modeling software. I'd highly recommend it. It has a bit of a learning curve, so it's not something that's super easy to immediately pick up and get started with. And actually, I started off using SketchUp because it was a lot easier than Blender, and then transferred over to Blender. But if you have a lot of time on your hands and you're motivated enough, I would definitely recommend learning Blender. Can I say hello for Brazil? Hello to Brazil! Okay, and now we need to fill in the actual window. Let's see. Something like this. Let me think about how I want to approach this. Probably add in this right here, since that's going to be where the window begins. Fill this part in, and then we can start adding in some more details. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. And let me think about what I want to do here. Let's actually get rid of this. Okay, I think that's probably a good start for this shape. Now this we're gonna get rid of entirely. Put this over here. And here's the pillar. Okay, and so now we have a general shape for the front window.
I pull off my fingers, but then we play you guitar. Watch as the dreams and blood pour from.
If you're just joining in, welcome to the stream. So I'm working on cars for Left Turn Legend right now. And this is currently the first car model, so we still got quite a ways to go out of 3 models. Yeah, so right now I have basically the front of the car done and most of the roof and sides. Once I get the side done, I'm going to be moving on to the rear of the car, and once we finish that, it'll be time for texturing. This is, yeah, that's going to turn into the window. Let's see if we want to change anything here. I don't quite like the way these slant over, so maybe we can move them a little. Okay, yeah, and now let's work on the rear quarter window.
That's the real brain egg, man. That's real nerve damage.
So let's see. Let me get this parallel to top edge, or about parallel. Doesn't matter if it's not quite exact. Okay. Now we have the rear quarter window. And we can go ahead and fill in this part of the side. I think April Fool's things, or like April Fool's updates, are fun. The main problem for me, at least, has just been time, since I have so many other things I have to do that I really don't have time to add in like some sort of April Fool's update. So that's why in the past I've just done like short videos that don't take as much time to create. Let's just fill this in and see how it looks. Yeah, it looks a little lopsided here, but we'll get this all worked out. Okay, probably a bit better. And this is going to go around and form the back of the car. Alright, let's check how we're doing based on reference photos. I think this is good so far, yeah. Alright, so this right here, we're going to have to extend out like this. Maybe move this down a little. Like that. Although maybe, I think the rear window might be actually a little low. This area right here, maybe this needs to come up a little. Let's see. Something like this probably is good. For Left Turn Legend models, it usually takes probably like an hour, maybe 2 hours per model. For the Street King, it takes way longer because those models are much more detailed, and also they have to have custom parts for all of the customizations. But since this is a much lower poly model, it's going to be relatively quick for each of the 3 models. Okay. Let's see how I want to do the back of the car. Here's the general shape of the rear clip. Let me move this forward a little. And, let's see. Does this need to be moved a little closer to the center of the car? Maybe a bit, yeah. Something like here, I think is good. So Left Turn Legend has been in development for about 1.5 years now, actually, yeah. So I started it on, let me think, December of 2020, and right now is last day of May in 2022, so yeah, about 1.5 years. I'm just gonna make this part kind of messy at first and then fix it later. So. Okay, let's see how I can clean this up a bit. Right, and then this whole chunk can come out a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Need any testers? So I think right now, actually, Left Turn Legend might be a bit too early in development for testing. I know it's been 1.5 years, but there's still quite a ways to go with the game before I think it's really worth doing some actual serious play testing. Right, this is... okay. So now we just connect up the rest of the back and then add in the spoiler and the back will be done. Let's see. Right, so here's the top part of the back, and then we'll extend this down to the rest. Let's see, I think we need to get rid of the curvature in the Z-axis. Alright, and let's see. Yeah, I think that's good for the general shape of the back. Let me see if there's anything we need to adjust. I think this is good for the back, so I'll go ahead and add the spoiler on now. I think that's good for the spoiler. Let me think if there's anything else we need to change about it. Let's actually just detach this piece. Alright, I'm going to separate the spoiler and come back to it a bit later. For now, I'm going to build up the underside of the car. Start with the insides of the wheel wells. Right, so there's the front one. Let's go ahead and do the back now. Right, I think that's good for wheel wells. Yep. So let's go ahead and build up the under tray. Let me think about... Yeah, okay. Just do something straight across. This. Right. That looks good. This can also go straight across. Okay, and I think that's good for the under tray. Let's see. Okay, I think it's time for texturing, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark in where the UV seams are going to be. And you know what? I think I'm going to adjust the headlight a tiny bit as well. Just make it a little smaller on the inside. Yeah. And do something like this. We have UV seams for the headlights and the grille. Let's see. This area right here needs a UV seam. Right, so now the entire bottom part can be colored a little differently from the rest of the car. Let's do the windows now. Right, those look good. And let me think, anything else we need to do before we just start splitting the car? I think this is good for this part. Alright. Let's start by making the hood its own UV island. Let me think about where I want to split the roof. Let's just split it down here. Might change this later. Make the trunk an island, and then the rear part right here will be its own UV island. And finally, let's make the front its own UV island. Okay, I think that's good for where we want to place the islands. Let me actually Let me see if there's anything else. Oops, that should be seam, not sharp. Okay. So what we can go ahead and do now is, let's see. I'm going to apply the mirror modifier. And we can go ahead and UV map this thing. So I always start by just mapping the areas that are just one solid color. So in this case, that'll be things like the grille, the bottom of the car, the windshield, so on. Since these are just one solid color and they're never going to have any decals on it, it doesn't actually matter if I just bunch up all the UVs and cram them into one corner, which is why I have this area right here, which is just a bunch of colors that I'm able to use. Alright, let's grab the windows, grills, all this good stuff. Oops, let's see how this actually looks. Yes, you can see that the windows are actually black now, and so on. Let me think about what else I want to change. Any of them missing? Yeah, some of the side windows are missing, so let's see where those went. Here's two of the windows. Let's actually make the headlights light gray instead of black. It's a little hard to tell on the screen probably, but I think that looks better. Let's see, any other colored areas we need? Nope, I think that's good for that. So I'm gonna go and, let's see, let's duplicate the spoiler. Do this. And let me see what else we want to do. Alright, I'm going to now unwrap the rest of the car. Right, I think that's all of it. Let's unwrap this section of the car. Okay, and now I gotta just figure out where the pieces are gonna go. And put the sides over here. I'm gonna actually move these over a little bit since I don't want them touching. That's going to cause a bit of issues with the texturing. Okay. Let's see. Let me think about how I want to arrange these. Okay. Are we ever going to get brand names for these cars, or are you just going to stick with model names? So, I know that it's more realistic with brand names, but I think I prefer actually just sticking with model names. I don't know, that's just my personal preference for how I want to keep things at the moment. Right, but it fits there perfectly, so that's nice. This can go here. Oops. Okay. Let's see if we want to arrange anything here. I think this is actually pretty decent. There's a fair amount of empty space here, but not too much we can do since the sides of the car already fill it up, so we can't really make the UV islands any bigger. So I guess that makes things easier for me though, since I don't have to be too worried about packing the UVs super closely. Alright, let's select everything and see how the UVs are for the rest of the car. Yep, I think that's good. Yeah, actually I think that's pretty good for this model. So last thing to do is, oops, let's go over to modeling view. Let's just go ahead and move this back down. Alright, I think that looks good. So now we have one car model complete for Left Turn Legend. Give you guys just a look around the whole model. Alright, cool. So now that we have this done, I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll be back with the second model. So I'll see you guys soon. Alright, thank you all for waiting. So I'm back from my break, so it's time to work on the second car model for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started once again with just making the hood of the car and then working my way from the front of the car over towards the back. So these cars right now don't all have names yet. So actually, I'm not sure if you can see. Let me actually show you this. So if you can see here, I just have it listed as 1980s_3. So it doesn't actually have a name at the moment. It's just some car from the 1980s, and I'll be naming these and creating logos for them off stream sometime later. For now though, I just wanted to make the actual models. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a car from the 80s. As a matter of fact, I believe all three of the cars I have for the stream today are from the 80s, and so this is pretty boxy. Let's see. This might be... Alright, something like this. Now, let's see what other finer details. Yeah, let's just go ahead and create the general shape now. This part's going to come up a little bit. Right, that looks good. Same with this one right here. Okay. Let's see. Is Left Turn Legend going to have language options like Portuguese? Unfortunately, I don't think I can have other language options other than English. It's just a lot of works, especially since I'm a solo developer, to get all of this stuff translated and done. So I think I'm going to probably have to stick with English only in my games just for the foreseeable future. It would be ideal if I could have translations. It's just quite a lot of stuff that needs to go into that I don't think I have the resources for. Add a little bit of curve to the hood. Okay, I think that looks good. Again, a very simple boxy design, so I think that's all we need to do for the hood, and now we can move on to the front end of this car. Okay. And let's see. This can come down a little as well. And forward. Let's see. Let's actually pull this all the way down to here. Flip this around, something like this. Alright, I think that's good. Okay. And then from here we can add in details like the headlights, but we're first just going to create the general shapes. See how this looks from the side. Maybe we need to raise this up a little bit. Let's see. A little bit higher still. Alright. And I think maybe a little bit overboard with the curvature upwards, so let's reduce that a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. And for the rest of the bumper, it's very simple, I think. We just basically go straight down. And in a little bit, something like this. Yep. Okay, and let's see how we want to connect this up to the sides. This can come out here. Alright, so I think this is going to be the start of where the fenders are. Or rather, the wheel arches. Fenders themselves are just going to connect right up to that. Okay, this can go here. I think I'm gonna want to split this actually. Yeah, I just added a bit more detail. Pull these outboards a little bit. All right. Let's keep making the rest of the fender. Okay, this goes here. Actually, let's maybe move these down a little. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Now we need to get the side profile right. Let's see. Yeah, I think something like this. Kind of have a round shape right here where it starts off a little thinner or closer to the inside of the car right here, and then it kind of wraps around like this. Right. Okay, so that's good for the shape of the fender, I think. And now we can go ahead and add in the details to the front, like the grille and headlights. Let's see how we want to approach this. Alright. Okay. Just going to... Let's start with some loop cuts, actually, or edge loops. And just see where that's going to take us from here. This is actually almost exactly the correct shape already for the headlights, so that's good. That's good. Then we're going to want to add a cut here. Let's see. All right. I think that's actually good for these. I'm gonna go ahead and mark in the seams, just so it's a little more clear what the headlights are. And the grille, alright. And then we need the bottom grills as well. Can I make the next live stream something like me playing a game like NFS Pro Street? I don't think I'm going to be really streaming other games too much on the main channel. If I do stream games that I do not make, they're probably going to be over on the second channel. Oh, and what happened to this fender right here? Something weird happened. Let's fix this. Huh. Alright, yeah, I do not know what happened here, but let's go ahead and fix this. Alright, there we go. I think that's better now. Yeah. Must have just accidentally selected the wrong thing when I was trying to build that up. I should make a game mode called Low Effort Legends, where the car models are all bad, hitboxes are sized wrong, and physics are slippery. That would be kind of funny as like an April Fool's joke, maybe. Will there be any rainy weather in Left Turn Legend? I don't think so. So Left Turn Legend, even though I've been working on this game for 1.5 years now, the goal is still to be quite a lot smaller in scope from the Street King, so I don't think I'll be adding too much in terms of like weather and that sort of thing. I'm not even sure if I want to do a day-night cycle. I might just keep it so that it's always day. Alright, let's go ahead and do the windshield now. Let's see how this looks. Right, I think that's good for the windshield. Kind of jumping around a bit here. Let's actually do the bottom grille first. Yeah, let's do that before we go ahead and do the rest of the roof. And let's clean up any messy geometry here before we go on. Let's see how we want to fix this up. This area's just probably going to stay a little bit messy. Let me think about how I want to do this. Let's see how noticeable it is. Alright, you don't really notice any bumps here or anything, so I think that's fine. Okay, so now we have the grills on the bottom of the bumper completed. Keshin Gaming says, I love the Street King. Yeah, thanks. I'm really glad that you enjoy the game. So I spent quite a lot of time on this game and I love working on the game, and so I'm glad that people love playing it. Alright, let's see. I'm guessing the B pillar is probably somewhere around here-ish. Yeah, so that's where we're going to ballpark it. Okay, let's see. Red Psycho asked if I can make a port for the Street King to Steam. I don't know about that, to be honest, since I think with a PC game, people generally expect quite a lot more in terms of content, and really the entire reason that the Street King was created for mobile in the first place was because I knew that I don't really have the resources to make all of that with high quality models and expanded maps and all of that. Since really I am just one person working on these games. Right, here's... Yep, that looks good for the roof so far. Let's go ahead and give it some curvature. Okay, I think, let's see, do we need to change anything here? I think that should be good. Yeah, so now I can go ahead and make the rear window of this car. Let's go ahead and make this part a little wider. Just like the front window. Okay, so it does need to actually be a little thinner than the front. That makes sense. Okay, I think something like this might be good. Give this a bit more curve, pull it out some more. Right. And let's see, in this direction, I think the shape should already be good. I think this actually needs to have a little more curve too. Okay, so that's good for the rear window. Go ahead and make some more of the side of the car now. Alright, let's see. Let's make this a little wider. Alright, and now we need to work on the side windows. See how this looks from above. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that up. A little bit inwards. Alright, that's probably good. And now we want to take this piece and make something of it. See. Let's actually scale this a little bit more this way. Remove this out of the way for now. Over here. And let's check how it looks from the front. Okay, so it's not quite where we want it to be. That's okay, let's get it moved out a little. I think something like this is good, just so it pokes out a tiny bit. So let's get the camera back. Just so it pokes out a tiny bit right here. Let's get this piece back. Scale it up. fit up here. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and fill in this area here. And then make some refinements. I think that's good for that area. So now we want to make the actual side window, since we have this general shape right now. Let's see. I think we need to actually move this in a little. Yeah, something like that's a little better. Okay. That's good for the rear window, which is going to look like this. Actually, it's a little big right now. Let's see how we can fix the shape. Whoa, what happened here? Let's fix this up. Right, there we go. And this needs to be moved over a bit, so maybe around here. I think this is a bit more reasonable for the window. It's still a little big. Alright, we'll come back to this rear window and just work on the front one some more first. Okay, looks good, and now we can go ahead and add in the actual geometry. Alright, so now we have the side windows done. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do with the rear window first. I think the shape is still a little strange. Okay, I think this is alright for the shape now. So now we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the side here. Let's see how many splits we want here. Red Psycho, if you want to request a car for the Street King, there is a car request form for that, so there's tons and tons of requests that I get every day, so I can never really promise anything, unfortunately. probably move it out a little bit since it's the rear fender. And the rear of these cars is a little bit wider. Yeah, definitely. So Red Psycho said, is this car from Daytona, USA? So I've never actually played Daytona, USA, so I can't say for sure if there's any car or similar car to this. Maybe? I don't know if there's anything like analogous to this though. Let's see what's from the back. Okay, so this area of the rear wheel well is too wide. It needs to come in quite a bit. Okay, I think that's good for the rear wheel well now. Okay, now let's work on the back of this thing. Right, so the back should be relatively flattish, so we'll have to change the shape of this to match that. Yeah, I think something like that's probably good. What game is this car for? So this is for Left Turn Legend. As a matter of fact, all of the models that I'll be making in today's stream are for Left Turn Legend. And so they're all going to be relatively low poly. Okay, let's see how we want to build up the rest of this. I think I'm just going to push all this out here for now. Oops. There we go. Right now we're going to have to take these and reshape them to actually match the rear of the car. Okay, let's see, something like this. Yeah, I think that's good. And now let's take... I think I need to scale this in a little bit still, actually. Yeah. Oops, that was not supposed to be selected. Try that again. They're just these two. There we go. And this can probably move outwards a little, right? Yeah. Something like this. See how it looks from the side. This is a little flat. So I think all of this needs to come forward. Yeah. Alright, let's see. This whole chunk actually can come back a little bit. Alright, and now we need a bit of a rear bumper that juts out at the back, since that's how this car happens to be designed. Let's do that. Alright, let's see. I think something like this should do the trick. Okay. Now let's scale this stuff so that it all looks correct. Go. This one needs to get scaled in as well. Okay, I think that's good here. Now let's see what else we need to do. The proportions. I think the center actually needs to come down a little. Yeah, something like this. Schmid, it takes me probably about an hour per car for Left Turn Legend, so this particular car I started around 40 minutes ago, so we're almost done with it. I think this should actually be raised a little, yeah. And you know what, maybe I can make this rear portion a little wider actually. Yeah, I think that actually looks a little more better, a little better now. Let's see. Let's see how this looks from the side, so. Okay, yeah, I think that's good for the shape of the rear. Now let's go ahead and do the underside of the car instead of the spoiler. I think I did the spoiler first last time, but it's probably better to do the underside first, actually. There's one wheel well done. Right, looks good there. Now we can go ahead and start filling stuff in. Let's see how I want to do this one. Okay, so there's the back. Let's do the front now. Right, and now we can get this area finished. see what's going on here. Alright, so I think that's it for the underside of this car. So now we can work on the spoiler and then texturing, and then we'll be done with this one. Let's do the spoiler. Alright, something like that. Let's see, do we need to make it any thinner? I think we actually do, so let me separate it from the rest of the body first, just like I did last time. Then we can pull this part in a little, like maybe this much. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and mark this as a seam. Move it out the way, and then start marking the rest of the car as well. Okay. So as with before, we want the underside of the car to be one solid color. We want the windshield to be one solid color. And then the rest of the car is going to get UV mapped so that we can have our decals. Let's get the windows all in one go. There we go. And now we're going to want to split up the rest of the UV so that we're able to get clean UV mapping for decals. So let's put a seam all the way across here. Maybe another for the hood. Then this whole entire front bumper area is just one UV region. Let's see what else. Split the sides right here. Make the trunk one region. Here one, and then let's see, do we want to separate the rear bumper? Yeah, I think it might be better if we actually separate the rear bumper right here, just so we don't run into any weird issues. Let's see, anything else we want to do? I think I might actually want to change a bit of the front of the front before we UV map. Let's see. Do I want to modify this or not? Let me actually see how it looks here. Yeah, so it's completely flat here. You know what? I think this is fine actually. Let's just go on to the UV mapping. So, oops, let's first apply the mirror modifier since we do not want mirrored UVs. And now we're going to take all of the windows and stick them in the black region of the UV map, or rather the texture. Alright, so there's all of the windows now colored correctly. Let's get the under tray. Okay, so that's, let me see, yep, that's all the correct color now. What else do we need? We need the headlights and the grills to be correct. So what is this area? These are grills, okay. So these need to go in the black area. Where are my headlights? Yep, these are the headlights. Okay, and where are the rest of the grills? So we have these two right here, and then this larger center grill. Where did those go? I think this is the larger center grill, and these two should be the smaller side ones, right? Yep, that's good. Let's see how this looks so far. Alright, I think that's good for the solid color region. So now we're going to have to UV map the rest of the car. So let's take all of these, and we're going to pack islands so that they take up as much space as possible, since we want to make sure that we're not wasting any of this space. And the texture is fully used. Scoot this stuff out the way. Let's see if the hood fits here. Not quite. Let's see if that still works though. This one might be a little tricky to fit everything with. How about turning them about 90 degrees actually? Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, and let's see, trunk. Can this fit sideways? No, it cannot, so maybe just stick it somewhere up here. What else do we have to put here? We need the front bumper, rear bumper, and the spoiler. Let's see, does this fit here? Yeah, I'm sure this could fit here if we just move this downwards. Yeah, that works. Alright, we're running a little tight on space, so let's see where else we can cram some things in. Okay, let's see what we can do. Maybe rotate this 90 degrees. I think this fits a little better than the front bumper, so let's swap that out. Move this upwards. Move this upwards as well. Okay. Does this fit if we turn it? Almost. So I think if we're smart about this, we can get this to fit. Let's see. It's almost there. It's so close. Let's actually see if maybe front bumper or something else will fit better here. Because we do have... Yeah, we have some empty space. It's just kind of not in the right spots where we want it. And the hood definitely can't fit here either, since that's where the rim texture needs to go. We can't do that. Let's see, so this can go here at least. But I feel like we're still wasting a lot of space in the wheel wells. See this? Does this fit here? This almost fits. Maybe we can get it to work. Yeah, this is all very close to fitting. I think I just need to figure out how to better arrange these parts. If I flip this upside down, does that accomplish anything? Not really. Okay, so we can fit the rear deck lid here as long as this goes somewhere else. Now where do we put the front bumper? The front bumper go anywhere? So many things that are just very close to fitting, but not quite there. Like this right here. This is so close to fitting, but it just doesn't quite clear it. So the reason I shrink the headlamps and other details is because they only need to be one solid color. So, like, the lights are always going to be white. The windows are always going to be black. They're never going to be They're never going to change color. The rest of the car, however, is going to have a custom livery applied to it, and that's why I have to maximize the amount of space that they use in the rest of the UV map. So I already tried to cram all of these things like the headlights and the grills into as small of an area as possible, so that the rest of the car can make use of the rest of the UV map and have more space. Okay, this is a tricky one. I think we might just have to scale everything down in order for it to all fit. Since we have like a bunch of empty space, but it's not super clear how we can use it. Unless we maybe actually add in a few more UV seams. I think if we add seams along the roof, we might be able to actually use this space a little better. Let's try that. Let me actually select this with it. Oops. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, UV mapping can be a little annoying sometimes, but hopefully we'll be able to get this. I think we can scale this up a tiny bit, even. Alright, I'm gonna try starting off with just basically the same strategy I had last time with the hood down here. See, now that I broke off the area surrounding the windows, we have a lot more space to work with, I think. Like these two can go maybe like this. Spin this by 180 degrees. And then, let's see, can we get it to fit like this? Where do we want this? What if we try... I don't think this is fitting very well sideways like this, actually. Is there anywhere else this can go? Suppose they can... two pieces can separate out like this, maybe? No, it's still a little too long. Maybe if I move this to the right and up, we can fit those. And then this can actually maybe go between two sides. Yep, and now we have all of this space to work with, which is good. Try putting this here. Front bumper is taking up a lot of space still. But, oops. This can actually go here now. And we still have the rear bumper, which needs to fit maybe here. And then the spoiler. Let's see if we can fit both of these pieces here. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but we can make it work. Okay, I think that should work for our UV map. So we're using a lot more of the space now. There's not as much empty space. And everything is properly mapped now, so that's good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and just change a little bit on this. Let's see. And now that this is lined up, I think that's good. Okay, anything else we need to change about the UV map? Let me just make sure that we don't have anything overlapping or positioned wrong. Maybe we can spin this around 180 degrees and it'll actually fit a little better. Yeah, it actually does. Just because of this tiny curvature on the top of the front bumper, it might be a little hard to see, but it's still there. Okay, I think that's good for the UV map of this car. So let's go ahead and put the spoiler back where it's supposed to belong. And let's see. I think this model is done. So I'll give you guys just a few moments to look at the model. I'll spin it around a little. Alright, cool. So now I've gotten my second model of the day done. And so once again, I'm going to be taking a quick break, and then I'll be back to work on the third and final model of the day. See you guys soon. Alrighty everyone, thanks for waiting, and I'm back for the third and final car of today's stream. So let's get started with it. This is gonna be somewhere here. Okay, This one's going to be a little more tricky to make, I think, since it's a bit less boxy than the previous cars that I worked on. Let me think about how to approach this. Okay. Shape on this is going to be a little tricky, but I think I have an idea of what to do exactly. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, and let's see how wide we want to make this. Let's see. Okay. Alright, I think that's where we'll start with the hood on this one. But I think this actually needs to be a bit flatter. Maybe even completely flat, really. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, we can go ahead and start adding in some details now. Okay, this is good. Now let's go work on the side profile of this. Okay. Now let's work on the front bumper. Let's see how we want to do this. Okay. This can all come down here. Then we're going to want to pull it forward quite a bit. Something like this. And then we're going to have the lip for the front bumper. Goes out a bit forward. Right, that's good there. This can come down to here. And then this will come out a little forward. Basic shape we want. Okay. I think that's actually going to work. So let's build up to the sides of the car now. When I think about this, yeah, this can come out here. Oops. Want this. And now we're going to want to push this out a bit. Oops. There we go. Alright, let's see. Just testing some stuff out right now. That's why I got very wide for a moment. Alright. This needs to come out a bit more. Okay, I think that's good now for how wide we want the fenders to go out. I think for this one we're actually going to want to add an edge loop in here though, just to get the correct shape. Okay. That looks good. Lucas, hello. Thanks for joining the stream. Okay. So this is here now. I think this needs to, yeah, this needs to widen out a little. Okay. Let's see, this can probably actually go back a little. Alright, I think that's good for this area of the car. Let's work on the rest of the fenders. So Lucas, these cars that I've been working on for the stream are all for Left Turn Legend, and some of them don't have names yet actually, since I'm working on the model first, and then off camera at some point in the future, I'm going to be creating the names and all of the logos for the cars. Okay, let's see how I want to do this. Let's do this with the fenders. Okay, now let's make sure that this is good in terms of width. Okay, I think that's good. Now let's work on the rest of this. We actually connect these up first. Let's see how we want to approach this. Something like this, I think. Yeah, that works for the fender, I think. Now let's go ahead and add in finer details to the front, like the headlights and the grills. Okay, so let's start with the grill, actually. Let me take a look at some reference photos to see exactly how this should look. Okay. So maybe something like... How does this look? I think that's about right. Let's go ahead and add in the other cuts that we'll need. And we also have a grill over on the side as well. It should be a little higher up. Alright, something like that, I believe. I think I should actually... Actually, you know what? Let's keep this. Let's just scoot it over a little. And this can... I think this is a bit too wide now, actually. Let's move this edge in. Let's see. We want to move this. little taller, I think. It's actually... Well, let's redo this edge. I'm going to just use the previous one as a guide. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm happy with how the grills look now. I think that's good for this part. So now I want to add in the headlights. Looks for the headlights. It's close. I think needs to be a little taller though. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's good. And there's also actually a small grill right around here as well, so we need to add that too. Actually, let me double check the exact position. Okay, so it's completely underneath the headlights. Move this here a little bit. Yeah. This is gonna look a little messy at first until I get everything positioned correctly. Let's see. Okay. Alright, these cuts are just kind of messy right now, but we'll get them fixed. Right now I need to clean up the geometry here. See if there's anything else we need to fix. I think that's actually good. Just need to add a cut in here. And a cut in here. These are some small triangles, a little bit annoying to work with, but I think it should be fine. This section could do with being moved down a little. Yeah. Oops. Camera back. Make sure this whole thing is even. Looks like it. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Here looks fine. Here looks fine. Okay, I think that's good for the front end of this car. So, Cake, I will say that your guess of the Falconeer was a little closer, but it's not quite right either. Alright, there's the front. Let's go ahead and move on to the windshield and side now. Okay. And let's see, let's scale this a little. I think that looks good for the windshield, so we can go ahead and build the roof up now. Let's do it from the side, actually. Right, this is a pretty prominent B pillar that I'll have to have right here, so let's prepare for that. Here's the roof line. So Lucas, if you have any car requests for the Street King, there are forms that you can use to submit that. So if you check the link in this video description, there's a link to my website and you can find the feature request form from there. Let's see. Okay. I think it's good. Start for the roof. Let's see, do I want to do the rear window first? Sure, why not? I'll do the rear window first, actually, before doing the rest of the side. Right, I think that's good for the rear window. Maybe we can add a little more curvature here in this Y direction. Yeah, I think that looks a little more accurate. Okay, now I think it's time to do the side of the car. let's extend these to the rear wheel arch. Let's widen the rear wheel arch a little bit. Okay. So it's not the Plastico either, actually. Although, that is, again, sort of close. Right, let's scale this a little. Let's check how it's doing from the front. I think that's probably a little better. Alrighty, now let's do second half right here. And in terms of scaling from the top, let's figure out what we want to do. Right, let's see. I think that's good. And this does need to come forward a little though. Okay. Now we have a good spot for the B pillar. Just make sure this is actually in the right spot. Yep. Okay, that's good for here. Alright, here's this part of the side. I think this needs to be moved up a little. Or actually, I think this might need to be moved down instead. Yeah, I think that's a little better. A little bit of both, maybe. Right, so there's the rear window. Here's the front window. And there's the side, mostly done. Now we just need to do the rear wheel arch so we can finish the rest of the side. Copy over the front wheel arch again. Right. This can come out a little bit as well. Yeah. And now let's finish the back part of the wheel arch. Alright. So this all is done. We can add this in and start building up the trunk and rear bumper now. This can probably be flattened out a little bit. Let's see how the rear of this is supposed to look. Take a look. Okay. Let's build the side profile. Alright, there's the general shape of the rear, at least from the side. Oops, let's see. We have this part here. It's going to connect up with the fenders. Right. Let me think about how I want to connect these together. Maybe like this. Oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. I don't quite like that shape. Alright, let's just add another vertex here. Alright.
Sun comes up and rises high. It's so hot, it's gonna make me cry.
Okay, so that's the general shape we want here. Now let's fix the rear as seen from the actual behind of the car. This needs to come out. I think this can actually be widened. Yeah. And we'll probably have to fix this shape as well. Let's see. Here we need to. Oh, that's the problem. We need to thin this out a little bit. This can go up. This can also go up. Let's add this here just to make the geometry look a little smoother. Same here. Okay. Now let's see if there's anything else we want to do with this shape. I think that's good, so let's work on the underside of this car now. Right, there's the front wheel well. Rear wheel well. And you can go ahead and fill in the bottom now. All right. That's good. Let's work on the front side and then we'll finish by putting together the middle. Okay, now it's time for the middle. Okay, so here is the entire under tray finished now. And so we can work on the spoiler. So let's go ahead and put the camera over to the rear of the car. Okay, that's good. Need to make it a little smaller though. Actually make it a little shorter too. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna make it float up in the air as with before. And now it's time to work on texturing. Right, so let's go ahead and add in seams for the windows. So now the windows are separate, and we need seams for the front, or rather the seams separating the front from the under tray. Those sides need to be separate from the under tray. Right, let's see. That looks good. So now we need to split the rest of the UVs up so we can do some UV mapping. Split the front bumper there. A bit of an awkward spot, but I think that's probably the best spot to split it that we have. I think we'll go ahead and actually separate the side piece right here from the top. Alright, let's get the rear deck lid as one piece. Separate here. And I think we should also make a seam for the actual rear bumper there. Alright, I think that's good for the seams for our UVs. So let's go ahead and apply the mirror modifier, and then I'm going to UV map this car. Okay, so there's the under tray. Now where are the headlights? There's one headlight. Where's the other one? There's the other. Alright, this piece right here, I think, is that the grille? Yeah, that's the tiny little grille right there. We'll put this here and be flat. Let's get the windows now. So now we have our windows all done. Let's find the rest of the front grille pieces. Where did they all go? Right. There's the front. There's the back, sides. I think all the solid color parts are good. So now we're going to want to map the rest of the car. Okay, I think Blender's packing is not very good right here, so let's scale everything up a bit. See if we can still fit everything in. I think this is the hood, yeah, it's the hood. It's overlapping the white a little bit, so let's see if we can't move this a little closer. Alright, that's good. How do we want to deal with the roof, front bumper, rear bumper, deck lid, all of that stuff now? Maybe we can stick this here. This we'll figure out later. I think the front bumper is good here, maybe, yeah. Okay. Let me align this piece right here. Let's see, is there any reference for me to align this with? I think, yeah, we have this. Okay, there we go. Now this is aligned. That's good. I think we can put the deck lid on top of the hood, or rather the roof. Yeah, that works. Now where can this go? This can fit right here. Yep. Right, now do I have space for the rest of this car? Maybe not. Okay, this is going to be tricky. Yeah, we might have to scale everything down a bit for this to fit. Let's move this out the way. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna have to scale down everything just a little bit in order to get it to fit. We'll keep all this here. This comes over here. This, oops. This can go back to where we had it before, I think. These can go closer to the edge. These two can go here. This can go maybe here. Let's see. I'll spread things out a little bit, I think. Yeah, these pieces are a little close together, but I guess there really isn't too much space here. Alright, let's see. Is this good? I think this is pretty good for the UV map. We have everything that needs to have its own section laid out. So, basically done with this car. Alright, yeah, so let me reset the cursor. There we go. So here is the third and final car of today's stream. So I'll give you guys a look around. And just for fun, I also brought the other cars from earlier in today's stream into this file as well. So you can actually see all three of them here. So this is the first car that I created in today's stream, followed by this one right here, and then this is the third and final car. So I'll just give you guys a look around at all of these cars. Alrighty, so that's all of the 3D modeling I'll be doing for today's stream. So thank you so much to everyone who made it to the stream. And I'd like to give a thanks to my King patrons, TLM10's Gaming and Grand M67 for supporting me and my games. If you want to also help out, be sure to check out my Patreon in the video description. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. So Thanks everyone again for joining, and I will see you all next time.